preppers and survivalists. This is Wintzer here with the cinematic Altoids Solar Survival Tin. And I use the term cinematic because I'm a filmmaker and I've made this tin in preparation for a screenplay I'm writing. It involves an emergency situation. Specifically, it involves an EMP. And the main character is ready. He's ready to go. And so in order to write this character, I needed to learn as much as I could. And I've been watching these videos on YouTube, and I have a lot of people to thank. Living Survival, JR10, Urban Prepper. I owe you a big debt of gratitude. I just want to say thanks for putting that stuff out there and for educating me. In a lot of ways, something like this is to stop you from panicking. I think the greatest survival tip that anyone could ever give anyone is don't panic. Before we start with the tin, I'll just tell you quickly about my films. My feature film Towers is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi film, 3-minute trailer on Vimeo. It's coming out commercially pretty soon on Amazon Prime. Hoax Now is it's a 55-minute feature documentary. This screened at the Philadelphia Independent Film Festival last year.
It's okay. Waiting to see that.
To better understand the purpose of a lunar spacesuit, let's let our friend Andy Astronaut demonstrate the hazards.
Another one of my films is National Scars, the Albert Pike Monuments. This also won some awards. It's probably the most important film I've done. You can see this for free on my Vimeo channel. It's also on YouTube. Check it out. Schizo Fun Addict, this is the name of my band. We're on a very cool record label, Fruits of the Mare Records, also Small Bay Records, Canarsie Records. Okay, let's get started with the tin now. As you can see, the solar panel is actually charging off of the light, off of this little lamp. If I cover that up, it goes out. So you can see that that's working. This is the Brunton Bump. And it's a small solar charger, and it comes with its own little kickstand here, which I fastened just with duct tape. It pops out, and you just pull one of these things away, and it comes right out. Let me show it to you. Here's the packaging. This is the iBump. Okay, they make another one that's a USB bump. You can see the kickstand on that, and it's really good for fastening into the back of the Altoids, and it's so small. You charge it up first this way, and then when it runs out, you use the solar function. On the back here, I've got about 3 feet of duct tape wrapped around a cut up credit card. This is a Faraday cage because there's electronics in here. So it's sealed with electrical tape. If you're careful with this, when you're out in your survival situation, you can reuse it for something. We're going to take this off. First thing we have here, well, we have the top of the tin, which is excellent as a signaling mirror. I also want to point out, I think that the Altoids Peppermint are the best ones to get. This is the best tin to get. Some of the other ones have a gold tinted metal, and it's not as good for doing the signaling. So this has real peppermint oil in it. These are produce bags. I have 2 of them, and you can seal those, carry water. You can put 10 grains of salt in with the water, poke a hole in this, and use it as a saline solution to clear a wound. You could make yourself a plastic blanket. You could use 2 of these as gloves. Put this over your foot, secure the bag, put the bag in your shoe, and you could waterproof your shoes. Storm matches. These things will light in anything and stay lit. They're bagged up nice. This is a mini Bic lighter. It's surrounded with hemp wick. You can unravel the hemp wick and make a little torch and light it right from there. Here we have a little glass tube, and all that is, it's got a cork in it, a little bit of masking tape to keep it secure. That's just water with electrolytes. Now, I know it's not a lot. Maybe it's close to an ounce. If you're in a situation where you can't move and you can't get to water, This is going to stop you from panicking. Just knowing this is there, wait till the last minute till you absolutely cannot stand the dehydration anymore. Take a few drops and you've got some water with you. I think there's every reason to make room for it. It's just great to have water, let's face it. And when you have water, we also have a little bit of food here. 3 Tic Tacs, 2 Altoids, and I have a salt packet here. I'm going to unwrap this so you can see it. But I've got it, hey, so it's insulated in the plastic here. This is a 10 lumens light. You can apparently signal up to a mile away with a nano stream light. This is liquid skin. I really like this product. It fits nice into a survival tin. It's always good to have a little wax. There's many uses for wax, lip balm, lubricant, just 1 ibuprofen wrapped up in tin foil. So a little pain relief there. 20 feet of dental floss. What's the big deal about having 2 dimes? Well, these are not just any dimes. These are 90% silver dimes, and you'll know they're 90% silver because the date will be 1964 or earlier. In an emergency situation, I'm going to barter with these. That's what they're for. Another needle that's already threaded with a few feet of dental floss. 1 more needle with a much bigger eye. 1 sturdy match. This is specifically to tie the nano streamlight onto my belt by the clip. Very, very, very thin pencil filaments. If I need to write a message, I can use these. They are fragile. They will break, but you can take the pieces and write with them. I do have the piece of paper. So all of that, like I said, goes in the micro compartment of this little ProMarks case. $1 at the Dollar Tree. Over here, I just have an aspirin to go with the ibuprofen. I don't have a multi-tool in the survival tin. I have a good knife instead. Because that fits up against the side of the tin and the round edges of the Altoids tin, the clip clicks in just like that. It clicks perfectly in place, and it's actually very helpful because I've used the space between the clip and the space inside the knife to store things that would take up space otherwise in the tin. You're gonna want to sharpen it. It's gonna get dull, and you're gonna want to be able to sharpen it. And there's other uses for sandpaper. So this little thin strip of sandpaper, it's gonna give you 1 or 2 sharpens on the knife. That's an Imodium. Well, everybody knows what that's for. So we'll try and keep the video sexy and not mention it. I have 2 chlorine water purification tablets. Each one of these tablets can purify about 2 quarts of water. One other piece of medicine I have here, nighttime cold and flu medicine. This will make you drowsy. This will help you pass out. This is over the counter. A match striker. First electronics we have was the light. And in our second produce bag, I have the amazing iPod Nano. This is the 5th generation Nano, and that's the one you want because this one has a speaker on it. That's my band, Schizo Fun Addict. There's one of our tunes. Listen to that. It's called Awesome Lovin'. Pretty good little speaker for this little thing, okay? So you can listen to this without an earphone. And 25 hours without a charge, you can have music. You can also see video with this, okay? You got 5 hours of video, and for instance, if you have to shelter in place, it's nice to be able to watch some of your favorite movies. On here, I got Night of the Living Dead. Look at that. Told you this was the cinematic Altoids survival tin. So it's nice to be able to have this kind of thing if you got to be holed up. And the iPad Nano does it all. You got 5 hours of video. This is 16 gigs, okay? 25 hours of music. But the most important feature is that this is also an FM radio. It says no radio signal. That's because you need earphones to act as an antenna. This modified antenna, this is a pain in the butt. You cannot fit a full set of headphones. I had to take one side, cut it down, and what you have to do, there's videos on YouTube. This is a real pain. Man, I'm telling you, this is the hardest part of the whole thing, but you need it. You need it for this contraption, because when I plug this in here, before we showed you that there was no signal. Now we go to play radio. You'll see now we have a working radio, and we can get all these channels. In an emergency situation, you're going to want to check in. And so having communications in, I think, is very important. This is amazing. I got this for $39 on eBay, but they don't all have the same features. And the 5th generation has the speaker. It's also got a video camera. There's an EMP and the solar panel doesn't work. We've got 25 hours of music, 4 hours of the radio. We're going to use it sparsely. The reviews on this Brunt and Bump, this solar charger, they're not that great when it comes to charging a full-on cell phone. But when it comes to charging the iPod, they're good. It works. Now, inside, I have some foil, and I've got a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to bring out some of the rest of my first aid kit. I have 2 packs of pepper. This stuff is great for small cuts. 1 alcohol prep pad, so you get the wound, you're going to clean it, and then eventually you'll put the liquid skin on. A lot of uses for foil. You can boil water with foil. Got a credit card in there, a Visa card, got a $20 bill, and I also have a Fresnel lens, magnifying glass, so you can start fire with that. And the Altoids tin, if you have to. Obviously, this is an emergency situation, so we empty the tin out, and we got everything we need out of it, and then we can boil water in this tin. If we have to boil water in it, we can boil water in it. And just the last thing I want to say about the produce bags is, if we have to put this all back in the tin and we need to waterproof it, tie a knot around it, it's going to be pretty waterproof. There you have it. The Cinematic Altoids Survival Kit Solar.
Widespread investigation of reports from funeral homes, morgues, and hospitals has concluded that the unburied dead are coming back to life and seeking human victims. It's hard for us here to believe what we're reporting to you, but it does seem to be a fact.